So I was thinking about the burning question of the day.
Another burning question.
Yeah.
Yes, Qatar is such a dicey country. Will they get some advantage from the referees?
What do you mean by dicey country?
They were in a lot of controversies in the last World Cup.
Well, I'm going to Qatar, okay?
Okay.
So,
Please don't jeopardize his chances of getting an immigration, please.
Okay. Let's just jump into episode 2 of PixelSports presents Goal Table Football Podcast. Today we'll be taking a not so deep dive into all the groups of this year's tournament. Let us just stick to Group B first, where there is India, Australia, Uzbekistan and Syria, where India is currently now FIFA ranking 102, Australia is 25, Uzbekistan is 68 and Syria is 91. So how realistic is the chance of India progressing from the group? Gigi?
Well, TD, since we decided to start with India's group, let me put a perspective to the group.
Okay.
Well, there is no designated group of death in this Asian Cup, but if we have to tag one group as the group of death, it is Group B. Because it has the highest average ranking, and also Australia being the overwhelming favorites. They have been the favorites since they joined the Asian Cup from Oceania, and they won the first Asian Cup
In 2015.
2011, I think.
Swarnava, our producer,
Okay,
will come
yes.
to Swarnava.
He will come back with the detail, but so Australia they are always the favorites. They have performed very well in the World Cup. The second team is Uzbekistan, and
Okay.
they are favorites to finish second in the group.
Behind Australia.
Yes, behind Australia, and Uzbekistan might as well pose some threats to Australia because they are probably one of the very few teams who can.
he had some.
Yes.
2015. So I was right.
Yes, I apologize.
Yes, I did my research after the last episode.
Yeah.
Unlike this gentleman over here. Okay, so I just want to come to DJ.
No, I have a
Okay.
few more points over the group. So, Uzbekistan, they are the overwhelming favorites to finish second. They can also pose threat to Australia. They can be the dark horse of this Asian Cup, according to me as well. And Syria, they do not have much of a history, but they are very close in ranking to India. So India probably will finish last in the group. I'm sorry to break that. That is my take, obviously. But India are favorites to actually win none of the games.
Okay. Such a hopelessness. I'm getting the vibe. DJ,
No,
is
for-
the group such hopeless group you are in?
No. Unlucky. We are unlucky because this is the most difficult group we have in this AFC Asian Cup. Australia, I think one of the favorites, and then Uzbekistan is the dark horse. We have Syria, which Syria is like close to us. The way they play, ranking also they are ahead. But what I am hopeful that India can manage to win against Syria. And as 4 teams from the groups will be qualifying to the next round,
Who will finish
India-
third?
Who will finish third? So that's why India has a good chance, which I believe. If India can bring some surprise and get a draw against Uzbekistan, that would be huge. Australia, I think we have to concede less goal. To be honest, I don't expect India to win against Australia. It's almost impossible. But Uzbekistan, if we can, I understand
You
that.
went to Uzbekistan, right?
Yeah.
Can you please share with us your experience and why did you go there?
Last year, AFC Asian Cup under 20, it was there. I went there in Uzbekistan to cover the match as a photographer, and the experience I had was really good. And what surprised me, the way Uzbekistan played the game in that tournament, because every tournament in Asia, Japan and Korea are favorite. Every tournament happening in Asia in a different age group, but they surprised everyone. Japan, Korea went to reach to the semi-final, but Uzbekistan and Iraq actually played the final, and Iraq being the
And Uzbekistan did surprise by winning the tournament.
Yeah, they got huge home support. Of course, Qatar probably will get that in this tournament. So Uzbekistan got huge home support, but the way they played the game against biggies of Asia, that was really commendable.
So there is no chance against Australia and Uzbekistan. Gigi, what do you think? Uzbekistan, can we beat them?
I think we have lesser chance of beating Uzbekistan because
Okay.
Uzbekistan in the last couple of years they have been defeating lower ranking teams by a lot of goals as well.
Yeah.
So they have been consistently thumping lower ranked teams. So there, and India, it's very difficult for India to match their physicality. Yes, the silver lining is that the Indian team has become way more physically fit. I think we were discussing in our episode on India. So let's see. We will all hope against hope, but realistically, it will be a defensive battle, battle to not concede goals.
So that leaves us with Syria. I think Syria we can beat easily, TJ.
Yeah.
Why are you guys always laughing? Syria is world ranking 91, and we are.
I'm hopeful about it. I'm hopeful that.
Why can't you say with surety that India will beat Syria?
Yeah, okay. India will beat Syria, but again, if you see the ranking, 91, and we are
102 right now.
So 10
Places.
10 places in FIFA ranking is huge, and Syria, no one is actually expecting anything from them, and but they can also surprise.
Okay, every team can surprise except for India, according to our experts.
So I'm hopeful that India.
Well, I think that India will beat all the three teams. They will beat Australia. They will be not. That would not be a easy game.
Everyone would be happy, right?
We can place bets on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
For example, we can make an episode shirtless or anything, something like that. But I will bet to that extent against India winning all the matches.
Okay.
So it's like it's easy for me. Australia will concede lesser than 3 goals.
Okay.
Uzbekistan a draw. Syria will win.
Okay.
For me, against both Australia and Uzbekistan, we will at least concede 3 to 4 goals against both of them. Against Syria, we do have a realistic chance of even winning the match because we have defeated teams like Kuwait and we have
in the recent past,
held Qatar, and we did hold Qatar goalless in one of the matches.
Recently. So I want to ask you, Gigi, again. After you said that this group of Group B is the group of death. So which other group excites you the most?
Well, obviously Group E.
With South Korea.
South Korea. I think South Korea is not the point of contention in this group because South Korea, once again, they are the overwhelming favorites.
Another tournament favorite.
But I want to point out one very interesting detail that South Korea, who have reached the World Cup semi-final in 2002, they haven't won the Asian Cup since 1960s, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So they have a full strength squad this time.
Yes, they have.
And they have a lot of individual brilliance in their squad, right?
That would be a factor, the individual brilliance for South Korea. I think any other team does not have these such a huge number of individual brilliance.
Yes. And I think DJ will focus more on the individual brilliance of South Korea. Let me just give you an overview of the group. Other than South Korea, in this group we have Jordan and Bahrain. Right?
They are just pretty close, right? There are 2 or 3 places between
World
them.
ranking 86, 87, absolutely close to each other, neck to neck. Malaysia will certainly try and put up a fight, but not much of a chance. But second and third place, it will be a huge tussle between these two teams.
DJ, who will finish?
See, what I believe from this group, South Korea is going as number
Yes,
one.
that is established.
South Korea is, that is established. And then
Who
Jordan
will be second? Jordan or Bahrain?
I think Bahrain would be the second position, would get the second position, and Jordan would get the third position. But all these three teams will be qualified because of that third place team.
Okay.
I agree, but I think Jordan has a realistic chance of finishing second. I will wait for Jordan.
Because of your defender.
What was his name? I want to tell the viewers that he is an ardent supporter of East Bengal Football Club, and there is a player from Jordan who plays for East Bengal, right?
Yeah.
Who is that? Gaurav?
Well, the player played for Jordan, but
Since he has joined East Bengal, he has not been called for his national team. Is that an omen, Gigi?
Well, look, many players have done great things for the club. We are not talking about East Bengal right now. Let's focus on Jordan, Bahrain, especially South Korea. Okay, when we come to individual brilliance of South Korea, we have Son, right?
Yeah.
We cannot but talk about Son.
We can actually
Make a whole
have
podcast
a whole
episode,
podcast
yes,
episode
on
Son.
Son.
Son, and I think all of us fanboys.
Yeah.
And arguably, DJ, we have the best attacking player and the best defender of the tournament in the
Yes.
same team.
The same team. Yeah.
Kim Min Jae and Son.
Yes.
Kim Min Jae is such a find in the recent years. He has been brilliant.
And he has been immense for Bayern, no less than Bayern Munich, right?
See,
City also wanted to sign him.
this
United also wanted.
Korea team will
Let's
talk,
not
Korea team and
go
will
there.
Korea team and will talk about Japan as well. These two teams mainly in Asia. Disadvantage and advantage both. Advantage of them is like almost every player of this squad is playing in top leagues of Europe.
Yes.
If not top, at least the second division of the European leagues. Same with Japan, but other nations is not having that, as not having this depth, I would say. And secondly, the other years or previous years, what we have seen, they don't get the full squad.
Yes. But
Mostly
South Korea this year they have the full strength squad.
Even Japan also,
Yes.
they have the full squad this time. Saudi always get it.
Mitoma is injured, but he has been called up to the Japan team.
Yeah, because see, they are
come
like,
to Japan, but yes, Japan. But there is a difference between Japan and South Korea. Japan is a more well-rounded squad. They have a lot of squad depth.
Yeah.
South Korea, on the other hand, will rely more on individual brilliance.
On their superstars.
Yes, and once their superstars are blocked, probably they will suffer a little.
No, but in the World Cup, not only this edition of World Cup, every World Cup they surprised everyone.
Yes.
South Korea
They beat Germany in 2018.
Yeah.
You also have Wong Hee-chan from Wolves.
And he is in like top
He is in very good form.
He
Yes.
is in
He's a
super
game
form.
changer.
Yeah,
Yes.
almost every day. Are you playing
Yes,
fantasy
yes. We
Premier
all
League?
play fantasy.
Yeah, so Hee-chan is giving to so many numbers every day.
So I want to ask you, both of you guys.
Just to interject
Okay.
one more point,
Yeah.
Jurgen Klinsmann is the coach of South Korea.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that.
So
that will
overall
also
he's
be interesting to see.
Yeah, he's a brilliant tactician, and he understands. Of course, he understands. He knows his player very well, and we have seen that. See the way they beat.
There are very exciting side. Like I remember when Jurgen Klinsmann was the coach of the German national team. They played a flamboyant style of football.
Yeah.
The South Korea team does the same.
Yes.
in the
No.
pitch.
What I was saying, the way they beat Portugal in the World Cup, right? So that show the characters of this team, this squad, and I think
They think that they are at par with all the big heavyweights of the.
and they are.
Yes,
I
yes,
believe
they are.
they are. lot of questions asked when they reached to the semi-final when the World
2002.
Cup 2002. But after that, if you see the progress of South Korean team is huge, because we have seen China, we have seen other, even Saudi also. Sometimes they qualify once, they play 1-2 matches.
Hit and miss
Ha,
there.
they play
China's growth trickled down.
China is like, China's football development is like, everyone is disappointed in Asia, right? Because what we thought that China would be another big teams which can surprise everyone in the World Cups as well, the way they started.
But China
20 years
fizzled
back.
out.
And then
China fizzled out.
because of the domestic league, I guess, the way.
Also, the politics of the country.
Yeah, overall,
held them back.
everything affected that.
Okay, so we had discussed about Australia and South Korea, both were overwhelming favorites. What about the other favorites like Japan, Gigi?
Well, Japan, we have already mentioned Japan. Japan, they are once again another favorite to win the tournament. If we talk about Japan, we must talk about the entire Group D. Well, Japan, first of all, they have experienced Asian Cup failure in the last edition, 2019. They lost in the finals, right?
Against Qatar.
Against Qatar. And it was a huge disappointment. The coach has remained the same. So probably he will try to bounce back. And Japan has gone in with once again a full strength squad. They have the thing we were mentioning already. They have included Mitoma in their squad, and
even though he is injured.
Yes, Mitoma is injured, and they have included Mitoma with the expectation that they can.
They are confident that they will be qualified, and
yes,
in semis probably Mitoma can.
They can utilize Mitoma later in the tournament.
Yeah.
In the
semi-finals, in the finals.
And before quarterfinal,
there is no chance of Mitoma getting. Yes. Okay. What about the rest of the group?
Apart from Japan, in this group we have Iraq, Vietnam, and Indonesia. And there is one interesting detail about these three teams, these three countries. They are in the same group of the World Cup qualifier as well.
Okay.
So they have been playing each other in the last 6 months or so. So they know each other. If we go by the results of that qualifier, we will see that Iraq, they are the overwhelming favorites to
finish
second. And Iraq are also one of the designated dark horses, because Iraq, we must remember, they have a history of winning the tournament as well. They won it, I think, in the 2007 edition.
Swarnava, please take.
Yes, and so a history of victory always works.
Interestingly, the political scenario of Iraq, you know how bad
Yes.
it is.
Even when they won the tournament, the political scenario was pretty bleak.
How bad it is. Overall growth, I doubt. But interestingly, and the way they are playing the age group tournaments in Asia as well. I mentioned, right? They played the final of last year's under 20. Beating Korea in the semi-final probably. So Iraq is doing really good. And if you see the FIFA ranking also, they are at 63rd position. So this is also a good position in Asia scene, right? And Japan, they are 70. So if we go by the FIFA ranking, they are the best in Asia, no doubt. And of course, if full squad is not injured, Japan can easily reach to the final.
Yes. The other two teams in the group, Vietnam and Indonesia. Well, Vietnam, once again, favorites to finish third. Okay. They have defeated Indonesia recently. Vietnam, interestingly, they played, I think, the under 20 World Cup of 2018. And their entire squad from the 2018 Under 20 World Cup, it has been retained. The code has been retained. So this is
the golden generation.
The designated golden generation of the Vietnam team. And they have actually done well, because this is for the first time in their history, they have qualified in consecutive Asian Cups, 2019 and 2023. So they are also on the rise, and probably many think that they will perform their best in the next Asian Cup, 2027. Right, so Vietnam is a very interesting team to track, and Indonesia, unfortunately, they don't stand much of a chance.
In this group, they do not have any chance.
Swarnava, our producer, wants to say something.
Yeah.
Iraq won in 2007.
2007, so Gigi was right, our expert. We have selected, we have auditioned. Let's just
Yes.
continue the
Just
podcast. Okay, so I want to know about another big team, DJ, who beat Argentina, the eventual winners of the World Cup, Saudi Arabia. DJ, what about them?
Yeah, Saudi is again in Asia. Saudi is one of the favorites always. Only problem with them is if you see the Saudi leagues now, it's very popular, right? After Cristiano joined, and we see almost every clubs of Saudi.
They have a designated
division
superstar.
now is designated superstars, and that actually affecting the national teams.
Okay.
Because we talked about this in our first episode for India as well, right? So because of the foreigners forwards, we are not getting
Number 9, number 10 position players. Homegrown players are not coming out.
Saudi is having same problem with the goalkeeper and number 9, number 10 position.
Okay.
So it is like, and every team, right? You see how the way they brought forwards from different leagues. The local players are not getting chance. So that's one problem they are currently having. Otherwise, Saudi is good team, and they have AFC Player of the Year in their team. That is Salim Al Dasri, who scored against
wonder
Argentina.
goal, yes.
The wonder goal,
Yes.
who scored against,
Yes.
and he's playing
Brilliant.
well throughout the year. In every tournament, he's playing well. Then we have in this
Also,
group,
they also have Roberto Mancini.
Roberto Mancini as coach.
Yes.
Yeah, he recently joined.
We are pretty-
Now Mancini, this is his first big tournament, right? So he
Mancini in Asia.
in Asia.
Yes, yes.
For Saudi,
Yes.
this is first big tournament because, and the pressure would be there because the last coach Hervé Renard did a fantastic job with Saudi. Defeating Argentina itself kind of a
Once in a lifetime,
achievement.
yes,
It's
achievement.
an achievement as a
The only side to defeat the eventual champions.
winners.
eventual
yes,
champion. And like it's a kind of for Asian country, it's like South Korea beating Portugal, Saudi beating Argentina. It's achievement because we don't assume or consider, like we don't hope that Asia team is winning World Cup.
Yes.
And
Right?
also, all of us
But-
remember how Saudi Arabia conceded 7 goals against Brazil.
Yes.
Yes, right, in the 2002 World Cup.
No, I think
Was it Saudi Arabia?
No, it was Germany.
Germany.
Miroslav Klose scored 4 goals.
Scored 4.
Okay, against Germany.
Against
Okay,
Germany, yeah.
Sorry for the mistake, but
He is the youngest of the group, so
Yeah.
please
Anyways, but they
excuse him.
conceded 7 goals. From there, they have actually defeated Argentina.
8 goals.
8
goals.
goals.
Eight
Okay.
goals, yeah.
So, just shows you the progress of the side, the progress of that the country has made.
Yeah, see, when you play alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, right? It's give you some boost as a footballer. That would be
Self-morale
self-morale,
increases.
because that would be a dream for any young footballers, and in that Al Nassr they have Saudi players as well, right? So they are kind of enjoying that. Even other team as well, Neymar joined, Ruben Diaz, everyone, like every team having superstars, full of superstars.
I want to come to Gigi. Can you just round up the rest of the teams in the group of Saudi Arabia for us?
Well, Oman is the second team. They are favorites to finish second once again. Branko Ivankovic has been their coach for quite a while now. They have performed really well under Ivankovic. They were defeated in the Gulf Cup final by Iraq.
Okay, you are talking about that.
Yes.
Actually, in Gulf Cup, they defeated Saudi.
They defeated Saudi, but
Okay.
they eventually got
Eventually
defeated by
got
Iraq in the
defeated by
final,
Iraq,
and
yeah.
which was a very narrow defeat.
Yeah.
Defeat. So, and but the
So they are known enemies to each other.
yes, but the counterpoint is that they have actually performed well under this coach in tournaments.
Okay.
So they are known to be
And
performing well.
They played well in Gulf Cup. They played well in FIFA Arab Cup as well. So Oman, this group, they are going as a second.
Yes, and other than that, Kyrgyzstan and Thailand. Kyrgyzstan qualified for the Asian Cup in 2019 for the first time. So once again, they are fairly new to the
Yes.
continental stage, but they will try to prove themselves. Thailand is the fourth team. Thailand, all of us remember how India defeated Thailand, a thumping
Yeah.
victory against Thailand. And
Was
which-
it in the Mardika Cup?
No.
What was it?
It was last Asian Cup.
Okay, yes.
The
But
2019 Asian Cup, but eventually
Unfortunately,
a huge heartbreak. And Thailand actually qualified. In spite of getting beaten by India, they qualified for the next, for the first time they qualified, I think, for the knockouts, and they will try to build on that.
Okay.
If they can.
No, and this group again, it's same as our group. Syria and India, right, will be having a close fight. Here also, Thailand and Kyrgyzstan will have a close fight
For the third position.
Third
Okay.
place. So it would be because Saudi and Oman,
They will be
for
qualifying.
sure they'll be
Definitely.
qualifying from this group.
Ah.
Otherwise,
Another team that I think can surprise people is Iran, because if we go by their recent performances, like in last year's World Cup, they can surprise the big teams. What about them, DJ?
it's not surprise. They are favorite.
Okay.
And FIFA ranking wise also they are the second. They have the second highest
ranking.
21 after Japan is 17th, and they have a balanced squad. They have their captain Nishan Safi, and then Sardar also.
The player from AS Roma.
Sardar Azmoun, he has been a regular in the first team this season. For the last few matches, he has assisted Lukaku in a very important goal recently, 2 or 3 days back. So he was supposed to be unfit, but he has become fit, and he will be a very important addition to the team, Iran. And also, there were speculations of Carlos Queiroz becoming the Iran coach just before
Yes.
the Asian Cup. So that has not happened. But yes, Iran are they are extreme favorites to at least go to the semi-finals, and in the later knockout stages, you never know what happens, right? Well, apart from Iran, this group is also a little interesting because UAE is there. They are overwhelming favorites to finish second. But Palestine, we have Palestine, a war-torn nation, who the people of Palestine will be expecting a lot from this team. They will be expecting their team to lift their moods. And we have seen historically that war-torn nations or conflict-ridden nations, they have performed more than expectation in these kinds of tournaments. So, but Palestine, they had to pull out their team from the Mardika Cup recently. So, recent preparations have been hampered. But yes, Palestine is also there. They will play out of their skin. Hong Kong is the fourth team. They are the lowest ranked team in
150th, right?
Yes, 150. So we cannot expect much from them. But yes, Palestine, I think, will put up a fight against UAE. Right?
Yes, Iran will be qualifying as the top, and then UAE having one problem. Paulo Bento recently joined as a head coach, and he didn't get much time before this AFC Asian Cup. That's the only challenge. And then they have the player Ali Mabkaut, right?
Okay.
So it's like they're over dependent on him.
Achha.
So that is one of the disadvantage. But overall, UAE's performance lately is pretty decent, and they can surprise. They can be one of the surprising package in this tournament. And then Palestine, the result, the way they played, recent political issues and war can hamper their overall tournament run. But otherwise, Palestine can qualify from this
You were
group as
talking
well.
about their performance against Australia, right?
Yeah, in World Cup qualifiers, they have performed pretty well against Australia, because Australia, before that game, defeated Bangladesh by 7-0.
A thumping.
And thumping victory. And then Palestine conceded only one goal against Australia, which is huge achievement. They played well.
So there is a chance for Palestine,
Yes.
right? Okay. Another interesting team in this tournament is Qatar, because before the start of last year's World Cup, every pundit all over the spectrum of the footballing side were hyping them up as the as that they can do South Korea, but they fizzled out pretty early.
Yes.
What about them, DJ?
See, this group is interesting, right?
Excuse you.
We have excused you, yes.
Yes, they have also excused him.
Sorry. This group is interesting because Qatar is not favorite in this tournament. They are host nation. They can get some crowd support and home advantage. Apart from that, this group Qatar can be qualified as a top, but China, Uzbekistan, Lebanon all can qualify from this group.
Yes, Lebanon is my bet for the second position. I remember that Lebanon, there was a match between India and Lebanon.
India, they made a couple of times
Yes,
in
yes.
Intercontinental Cup, in
Yes.
Cup Championship.
Yeah, and so Lebanon, I think they are the favorites to finish second, but Tajikistan as
Tajikistan
well.
as
And China, the sleeping giants who were supposed to wake up a few years back.
They have been sleeping since 2002.
But yes, the waking up is taking too long. They have fizzled out a little in Asian football.
They are, but in Asia, still China can surprise a couple of teams and they can qualify from here.
Yes, pretty interesting group once again. Group A, very interesting. No potential champions coming out of this group, but yes, very interesting group.
Okay, so we have covered all the big teams. Now, just we should come to the favorite topic of all the pundits. What about the dark horses? DJ, you talked about Uzbekistan. Any other dark horses you can?
For me, Uzbekistan and Iraq,
Okay.
these two can surprise a lot of teams in this tournament.
DJ?
Well, I think UAE, as I was saying, you and also DJ pointed out a few important details about UAE. I agree with Uzbekistan and Iraq, but UAE are also dark horse, and my fourth dark horse will be India.
Okay, nice. Okay, so before we wrap this episode, I want to ask you both, what is the realistic chance of India progressing? How far they can go?
Next round,
Next round.
round of 16.
GG.
Well, India being the dark horse,
Hmm.
they will struggle to get out of the group. I'm sorry to say, they will struggle.
But I think that India has a high chance of qualifying, not only qualifying this out of this group, but they can win this year's tournament. We should just wish our boys all the best, and we will be covering India versus Australia in our episode 4, I guess. DJ.
This is second episode.
Okay. No, with episode 3, and DJ will be we will get DJ live from Qatar as he will be going to cover that match. So still then, goodbye, Tata, and stay wild.